And we are live, everyone.
Hi.
Oh my god.
Hi.
I need a drink of my coffee.
Oh my god. We are live.
Oh, that's good coffee.
Yeah.
What?
Emotional damage.
I need some emotional repairage.
None of us are trained therapists, Matt.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I'll take a look anyway.
Wait. Huh? Yeah, I don't need you to look. I mean, if you want.
Anyways.
$5 to touch it while I touch your toes.
So, Eric,
Yes.
I think you'll enjoy this one.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, the jokes have returned.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
How much does it... How much does it cost for a pirate to get his ear pierced?
Oh no.
Ooh, I actually have this one.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
What is
'cause,
it?
You know, it's a buccaneer.
Yeah.
I thought it would be an arm leg and a peg leg. Oh, I'm sorry.
The show has gone down the shitter.
This is my last show. Yeah.
I'm retiring after
Just
this.
remember this, that, you know, on the horizon, there once was a sea.
There once was a ship that
That was
went
put
to
to
sea.
sea.
See what I did there?
The name of the ship.
You
Was
a
push
little
push
tea.
the ship out to sea, Eric. Possibly. Don't.
Okay.
Cut that tasty intro.
So hold on.
Oh.
Oh no, he's got another one.
Who likes wordplay?
I do.
Like, okay,
Oh baby, oh baby.
I'm a lyricist, so I like wordplay.
okay, Matt. How do you turn a pirate furious?
I don't rightly know.
Take the P away. He's just irate.
Oh my god.
Wiki Wiki remix.
Wow.
How you like that, lyricist?
Can we have the intro now?
Yes. That's a short intro, guys.
So great. To the point. All right.
Oh, I'm Joe.
I'm Eric. I'm James, JD the Third, and What?
And I'm the devil.
Oh God.
Just kidding, I'm Matt.
No, that would be me.
Oh, sorry, Dad.
Yeah, that's right. Call me Big Papa.
I love it when you call me Big Papa.
No. Okay, so JD, guess what I just thought of? You know how we've been doing things like we've been talking all night, and like certain scenes would pop in my head.
Yes.
Yeah, so when they just did this, where of course Joe took on the mantle of father, and Matt followed him, for some odd reason I just thought of the Nicolas Cage shitty movie Ghost Rider. 'Cause that's kind of what it reminded me of. Like Joe would be Mephisto, and he would probably never mind. Anyways, not going there.
Wow.
Yeah, that's legit.
I'll save you, Eric. How was your all's week?
Yeah, right.
Not too bad on my end. It was actually a pretty relaxing week. So, and to follow up, relaxing, even though crappy, it was relaxing more than usual. Week. Guess what we're doing tomorrow?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Except me.
Yeah,
I'm
except
not
for
going.
Matt.
I'm not going.
Yeah, no.
I'm poor.
He's lame.
Hey.
We are going to the Southern Indiana Renaissance Fair.
Yeah.
And I'm actually kind of jealous that you guys are going because I honestly did want to go because it's close to where my folks used to. Well, my folks live, and I used to live there. And I've passed this place so many times, and it looks amazing. So I'm actually a little bit jealous that you guys are going. I mean, I get to go in October,
Maybe.
but yeah, if all goes well.
If we haven't killed you yet.
But yeah,
No
you
one
guys
will
need to
ever
take like
find
lots
you.
of pictures and show me, and then obviously.
Dude, I'm going to be too drunk to take
Okay,
pictures.
JD, you're in charge of pictures because I know you're responsible.
No, JD gets drunk.
Okay, I don't care who takes pictures and videos. I don't care if you're drunk.
Eric
I
is
need
the
to see
DD.
it.
Eric
Okay,
is
Eric.
the DD.
Yeah, I love how I just got thrown into that.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah. And I can guarantee you going to quote-unquote Renaissance fairs, I don't think they're really big on pictures, videos, proof, if you will.
Or evidence.
Yeah. What's that?
Just don't pull like what some people would do at like Burning Man. Just don't do that kind of shit.
Hearsay.
Objection.
don't
Hearsay.
burn
I
down
don't
the
know
castle.
what thou mean.
Right? I don't
What
want
is thou Twitter?
I do not want to
Did
end up in
thou
a stockade.
burn down thy castle?
Is that thine blue bud pigeon?
There once was a...
No.
Nope.
Copyright.
Eric, how you doing?
So I've always been a fan of wrestling, and it was funny because like listening to all of this.
Are you
like,
gonna go as a
it
masked
doesn't-
wrestler?
No. That would be a luchador.
I was about to say he's gonna go as like a luchador.
No.
That would be amazing.
No, but
Do
the
it.
thing is like watching like wrestling, like growing up and everything like that, like seeing all of you all interact, with evidence potentially or proof or whatever. Yeah, my favorite wrestler, not really, but it could have been the Hulk stir, because I like to stir the pot. I'm gonna end up in a stockade tomorrow.
Yes.
for the rest of my life.
Because we can pay $1, just $1, to put you in jail. To get out.
So
To get out, the price is $1. So I'm gonna steal your wallet,
no,
and JD's gonna pay for you to get in jail.
no.
No, you're not stealing his wallet. You're stealing his bag of holding.
Oh, that's D&D.
Yeah,
Whatever. I don't know.
Now you're
coin
just-
purse.
now you're just-
I've never been to a Renaissance fair. Okay, leave me alone.
but he really wants to go,
yeah.
and he's
Well,
really
yeah.
sad that he couldn't go.
I've always wanted to go to one.
But he never had. What would one coin be back then? What was those called in piracy? What would you call a coin? Would it be a shiver?
Be timber?
Thanks for complaining that. No, but I'm trying to think. It was something like, okay, so back in the olden times, way before we were alive, but they would sit there and call a certain word for a coin.
I have no idea.
A shingling?
Shilling?
Ooh, there it is.
Shilling, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out why the Renaissance Fair, like, you have to pay $1. They could have made it so much more interesting.
Use actual coins.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool.
I mean, I would really.
We're
if
going,
they
we're
were,
going away from it being a Ren fair and more into a LARP at this point.
I'm just
Yes.
saying that if I was
There's
to,
a fine line between LARPing and Ren fair.
is there
Right.
really though?
There
what
is.
does LARPing
Oh,
stand
yes,
for?
there is.
What does LARPing stand for again? I forgot.
Live action roleplay.
Yes.
Ah, okay, that's right.
I actually saw a video on YouTube one time of a band. I cannot remember what the band's name was. I will just say that their costumes, they were LARPing in the video, but they had taken a bunch of Pabst Blue Ribbon and made their chess pieces out of their beer cans, and that's how they LARPed. I thought
That's
it was the
awesome.
coolest thing ever. Yes, but again, if JD and Joe try to put me in a stockade and make me pay my own $1 to get out of it and stuff, I might turn it into LARPing and chop one of their legs off and just give them a wooden stick and being like, there you go.
I'll be honest, it'll probably backfire and I'll end up in the prison.
I mean, you already have, right?
Yes, there's
Yeah.
a picture out there.
There's
There is
proof.
a picture.
That picture is
Or,
there.
Right.
as Matt said, evidence. But you're still here.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I'm still around.
my week was, I got a tan.
Yeah.
Not a one to tan. For some reason, I got really used to and this is going back a few years when me and Joe actually worked at a place that pretty much everybody's heard of, Geek Squad.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I got really used to sitting at a desk in air conditioning. My current position and post is like, yeah, I think today was 90-degree weather, 80, 90-degree weather.
Yeah.
Plus humidity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a tan. An unwelcome tan, but I still have a tan.
That's okay. It's going to be 90 degrees out tomorrow, and I'm going to be wearing a coat.
And a shirt that your wife is currently still trying to get the piracy out of.
Right. That shirt is covered in nothing but beer and piss.
And
Stains, people, stains.
Broke. I don't know about that.
That have
he
sat
doesn't really
there.
remember.
That have sat there since 2012. So for the past 10 years.
Yes.
10 years you've had these stains.
Yes.
Oh, man, that is... If that ain't pirate-like, I don't know what is. Hey, where's this stain from? I was from...
The last time I went to a Renaissance fair, I was dragged out of the Renaissance fair.
And I do have. I
What?
did recently talked to our third member of that group that time.
Yes.
And he did confirm that it was not me and him carrying you. It was him carrying the both of us.
Fair.
With me trying.
And there was a possible new invention.
Guinness pizza.
Yeah. Which nobody besides Joe liked that.
Oh, that was amazing. But then I woke up at home, so...
Yes, we're also dealing with allergies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was outside, and
Oh, man, it begins.
Yeah, here we go.
yeah,
But I will also say to end this, to move on to you, JD.
yeah.
What's everybody enjoying coffee-wise tonight? It's a
Oh.
joke. Shut up.
We are enjoying Eric's dad again tonight.
Armando!
I blame Matt for that.
Yes. It's delicious, I'm not gonna lie. Delicious. Your pops is delicious.
Shut up. JD, how was your week?
I'm glad you asked, Eric.
Oh, apparently they want to see evidence
Uh-oh.
of tomorrow.
Oh,
Maybe-
trust me, it will happen.
Maybe I might need to stay sober just a little bit.
I don't care if you're sober or drunk. I need evidence, and I want to see what happens. Mainly because
Okay.
I just want to see what it looks like, what they've done with the place, because that's honestly...
I mean, there's pictures on Facebook right now.
I don't care about the pictures on Facebook. I want to see pictures of you all.
We're right here.
That's creepy.
Yes, I know.
Oh, God.
So he said he's never been to
Nice.
a Renaissance fair, and guess what? He just got banned for the rest of his life. So he'll never
Right.
be at a Renaissance fair.
So Silver Fox says Eric's dad must be tasty if you're drinking him again.
Thank you, Silver Fox.
I love it. I love it. Quite. You are correct. You are correct.
You know, my week was great. The only thing I missed out on was walking in traffic. So.
Tell him your dad's reaction.
Oh God. Oh no, his reaction was like, "That's you don't really need to sit there and while I'm saying this, sip the coffee." But no, I told him that everybody enjoyed his Colombian taste and how he was so smooth, and he just got a case of the chuckles. He was like, "That's awesome." Tell him I'm great tasting, less filling.
Dangly pirates.
I might be able to beat this.
Oh, no.
So, my week at work, it's been busy. I've been having to cover for one of my people being out this week.
Yeah.
So it's been pretty hectic, and also kind of doing some of my other position work from before.
So what you're saying is you miss me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We always miss you.
I mean, work was just on fire this week.
In a good way or a bad way?
So,
Oh, yeah. I completely forgot.
Welcome back, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a...
so it wasn't as bad as I made it out there, but I left work that day. It was It was either Wednesday or Tuesday, and I got a message from one of our buddies, one of our fans, one of my work buddies.
Hi, Martin.
Yeah, and he sat there and said, "Oh yeah, by the way, the outside of our house is on fire, or the outside of the workplace is on fire." And I'm sitting like, "Huh? What happened?" Oh, apparently one of the people that worked there walked out of our break room, decided to start smoking, and flicked it into a one of our like big business looking like
Trash receptacles?
like a plant
Oh.
plant container.
Okay.
It looks like it's concrete, but no, it's not concrete. It's what would you say there, Eric? It's something that's very flammable.
Yeah.
There you go. That's all we need. Yeah.
On top of already flammable wood chips and dry wood, and it was already 90 degrees. So it went up like napalm.
Jeez.
Napalm and Silly Putty?
Yes.
Yeah.
So something that just came to mind, you telling that story, the funny thing is like, I've worked with you and Joe. Both. At both of your locations currently that you're both at. Both the buildings have caught on fire.
It was really close to catching on fire because that was like a couple of steps from the break door.
Right?
That would have been a really good story.
Yeah, my workplace went on fire.
Yeah.
I guess you could say his work is dumpster fire.
Oh.
I think well, okay, so Joe's told us about his week. I've told about my week and how you all are emotionally crippling me because you keep drinking my dad. The fact that you told me about what happened with you, and then he says something like that. Yeah. Okay, so let's just move on to the article. Oh, I'm sorry, Matt. Were you going to say something about your week?
Not really.
Good.
How was your week, Matt?
Oh, just waiting for the impending doom that is my life.
Okay.
That's all.
This episode was brought to you by Audible. With more than 400,000 audiobooks, there's always something to listen to.
While working or working out, I like to listen to a good audiobook. I took a break from the world of Westeros and the constant betrayals of trust and friendship and started listening to something different. Star Wars. I am getting prepared for the Kenobi series. This week, I listened to Star Wars Brotherhood by Mike Chen and narrated by Jonathan Davis. Audible has a great selection of podcasts, theatrical performances, A-list comedy, audiobooks, and Audible originals you won't find anywhere else.
Dun, 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 dun. So start your 30-day trial and get your first audiobook for free by going to audibletrials.com/GenX.
Ooh. Should be changing at some point. But
Right.
thanks, Audible.
Don't
Yeah,
join
yeah.
the dark side. Don't join the dark side.
We have cookies.
I might join the
Shut up,
Yes. We
No.
just, yeah. No, you got to
No.
pound it. Fist bump. Come on, man. Don't leave me hanging here, bro.
Yeah, this
Pop
is
it.
live. Yeah, exactly. People are.
Come on, buddy.
What?
There we go. I swear. It's like you're out of your element.
And get us into that streaming and movie corner.
Streaming and movie corner.
We
So-
really need an intro for that.
We do, but it's
Who would like to see an intro for that?
I think everybody does.
yeah. So I'm sure people have seen this, but there's been like pictures and stuff of like the behind the scenes artwork of this movie. So Pixar's next movie is called Elemental. It's an animated feature based on director Peter Sun's childhood in New York, and it will hit theaters June 16th, 2023. Produced by Denise Ream, I guess is how you pronounce it. The Good Dinosaur, which I actually haven't seen that, but I heard it was really good. And Cars 2, which I have seen, and I love it. So Elemental journeys alongside an unlikely pair, Ember and Wade, in a city where fire, water, land, and air residents live together. So basically, instead of having races, like you said earlier, JD,
Yeah, they're
It's-
kind of going with the melting pot story, but with... This is as bad as I hate to sit there and say it, because I feel like it has a mixture of, what would you say, Zootopia?
yeah.
Kind of has the Zootopia feel to it in terms of like the backstory of it. But this is kind of the melting pot story.
Yeah.
And it looks good. I like the artwork for it. I love Pixar movies. Pixar movies, I've never really had much of a bad one, other than a certain one about cars.
So, my parents immigrated from Korea in the early 1970s.
They did?
And built, this is a quote,
Oh.
and built a bustling grocery store in the Bronx. We were among many families who ventured to a new land with hopes and dreams. All of us mixing into one big salad bowl of cultures, I like that, languages, and beautiful little neighborhoods. Wait, beautiful little neighborhoods?
Happy little trees.
Are you sure he's talking about the Bronx? But that's what led me to Elemental, said the native New Yorker in a statement.
Yep.
So I don't know. I actually haven't seen much. I've only seen like pictures, like I said, of like the animation, like behind the scenes, like the storyboard type stuff. I didn't even know that this was coming out anytime soon. So
It kind of dropped suddenly this week.
yeah, but
It
I
was
don't
a
know.
nice little surprise.
In a way, it kind of reminds me of what's that movie, Inside Out.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
Kind of that. It kind of has that bright color style.
Yeah, that's what I kind of equated it to. So I don't know. I mean, it's Pixar, like you said. Pixar, they haven't really made anything that has been horrible. So
They've been pretty good with everything.
yeah,
Lately too.
yeah, I'm kind of excited for it. It'd be cool to watch with my kiddo and everything.
The one thing that I like, JD looked it up on his laptop, and I saw the picture, like you all looked at, of the two characters from the movie.
Yep.
I'm not gonna say that I'm a big fan of Pixar. I like Pixar, but that picture really, it kind of brought me back a little bit, because I saw the two characters in it. One being the element of fire,
Yep.
the other one of, I guess, ice.
Water.
Water. Oh, okay. So
Yeah, the names.
Is there a
again.
wind?
So
I don't know.
For example,
would there be an earth?
the fire
What about
character, her name is Ember, and the water character is Wade.
Wading in the water.
It'd have been cool if they named him Wave, and then of course Ember. Heaven fire.
Oh.
See what I'm saying there?
Oh.
Yeah, no. So fire. I look at that and I'm like, Frozen, fire starter. Like these are all things that go through my head when I see characters that it looks like a third grader drew it.
Oh.
Oh, come on.
Am I ruining Pixar for you?
A little bit. You're ruining it for me too. So let's get into.
So let's shift
else.
the topic.
Let's shift the storytelling.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna be a thing tonight.
Yes.
So Lucasfilm and Disney shifting the storytelling of Star Wars.
What?
Yeah.
No. I don't know. Don't
Oh
ask.
my pearls.
Hold my French poodle.
Anyway,
And you all thought I ruined the last story.
all right.
This one hadn't even begun yet.
So Lucasfilm boss Kathleen Kennedy has addressed the reason. I don't like the way she runs Star Wars.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just like getting all huffy because of her name. Like,
No,
you
I
said
just-
her name.
I-
You're like, ugh,
I don't
you got
like.
something against Kennedys, bro?
No, Kathleen Kennedy specifically. Lucasfilm boss Kathleen Kennedy has addressed the reason for the hiatus in the Star Wars film slate, explaining that there has been a shift in their storytelling approach.
Let's hope they're shifting up and not down. It's a car joke. Or Millennium Falcon joke. I mean, I don't know if they're manual.
This news story is brought to you by.
Yeah.
I hate sand.
It's. I'll just wait.
We're good. Keep going, bud.
It seems the pivot towards television has influenced their film projects, as Kennedy hinted that trilogies may no longer be the best way to structure their stories. It wasn't a good way to begin with. Yeah.
Okay.
I do think a little bit of fun has gone out of making these gigantic movies. The business, the stakes, everything has been infused in the last 10 years or so. There's a kind of spontaneous and good time that we have to be careful to preserve, Kennedy explained. We all recognize, every single one of us, that this was a new chapter for the company and that we needed to all work together to create the architecture for where we were going.
Lots of talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hesitate to use words trilogy anymore because Star Wars is much more about persistent storytelling, Kennedy said. Kennedy said the team reassessed the situation and now has a roadmap for the future. The roadmap includes Taika
Waititi.
with
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Yes, that's how you say it.
Yeah.
okay.
He did the
Just-
last Thor movie.
Taika Waititi's.
Okay. Star Wars movie, which is reportedly pegged to arrive on the big screen before Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron, considering that one was delayed indefinitely.
Oh.
These movies are going to be standalone stories in the universe.
I don't like that.
No.
I mean,
Pivot!
Pivot!
I knew it. I knew you were going to say that.
again, it's just. I am kind of unsure with that idea. I know that they are kind of keeping the constant storytelling in a way with the TV series, like they said. You know, we got The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett. We got Ahsoka coming out.
Right, so I think they really need to reassess how they want to go to do the Star Wars series as a whole. Do they want to have the miniseries? Do they want to have full-length series? Do they want movies? Do they want single movies or trilogies? And I think they're confusing what they want. Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, they've got the money to do it all.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want.
Right.
I mean, they basically print money.
Right. I mean, but
Deep
still.
in the Matterhorn is
But
a
the
money
whole-
printer.
The whole, like, in the Star Wars universe was built upon trilogies.
It was.
So, I mean, to completely write that off and say, oh, we don't want to do trilogies anymore.
They were working on a trilogy, and and they canceled it, if I remember. They were going to do another 3 movies.
I mean, that's basically what everything is about nowadays is a trilogy, because even with, like, multiple different...
No, it's all about the multiverse
Well,
now.
but still, it's a trilogy because it's all-encompassing.
Yeah,
Because, I mean, you got the entire, you know, as far as
Well,
Marvel
the
goes.
trilogy, the thought behind the trilogy is a full storytelling of one part of the whole story.
Yeah,
Not a multiverse, per se.
but still, I don't know. I just think that they're kind of like... They're just maybe, like, trying to figure out what the hell to do next to be innovative. Maybe that's why. Because, I mean,
Holograms.
it says here, like...
Holograms beamed into my eyeballs.
we got to have more porgs. guys, we got to have more cowbell.
Cowboy.
I have a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell. I have a fever, and the only thing that can cure me is more trilogies.
No!
No.
No! So, darts!
And Eric joins in. All right. But like she's quoted here, it says, I do think a little bit of the fun has gone out of making these gigantic movies. But what do you expect? It's fucking Star Wars. They're gigantic in nature. It's Star Wars.
Yeah, but okay, so at what point in time does a series or a title need to be retired? Hear me out.
That's a good...
Hear me out. Not saying that there isn't a lot to explore in the Star Wars universe, but let's go with the series and leave it at that, and no more of these big, so we can explore individual characters
So-
instead of massive storylines.
I could also bring up the elephant in the room with the New Republic trilogy, I guess you could say. That would be what you would call it, right? The New Republic.
I guess.
I mean, the next generation.
7, 8, 9.
Oh, okay.
The problem with that was they had a roadmap for the first movie, for, the Force Awakens.
Right.
And from what I've gotten in theories and et cetera, they really didn't have a roadmap of the plot. They kind of winged it with the next 2 movies.
Now, what if this could also be a way for them to, as Joe put it, retire the Star Wars franchise? What if they decided to do something new? Make the next quote-unquote Star Wars.
Yeah.
Something original. I mean, I could see that. I mean, if that was the plan down the road, I could get behind that.
I mean, I really kind of would hope that they would do that because as they've sit there, like you had just said, because it's been, like, I don't think either, like, anybody sitting at this table right now would actually have said, like, when something was said, like a key word or a key phrase, someone would be like, oh, yeah, that. I just kept hearing, you know, there's a possibility they might retire it. But then Joe had mentioned, well, what if they just go to series? What if they stop making movies?
Well,
And
yeah,
then somebody else was like, well, I think it was actually you that sat there and said, like, well, so you're talking about the next generation. Do not turn into Star Trek. Because what?
Star Wars, TNG.
Oh, my God.
Star Wars, Star Trek crossover.
Never.
Stop.
Yeah. But if you think about it, who stopped making movies and went straight to series?
Yeah.
They might be actually like, I don't know, maybe there's a room full of people in business attires going like, well, what are we going to do now? What's going on?
I don't know. Throw the dart on the board.
Coming soon, Star Wars episode 12,748.
I'd watch
geriatric
it.
ward.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
Darth Vader gets sent to a home.
It's time for
No,
the
I mean-
sponge bath, Vader.
I can see them.
No!
Luke, I am your father. Yeah, you're going to stay here too.
Luke, who are you again? No, I can see them like if they focus just solely on a TV series, you know, or maybe a few TV series or whatever, and let those stories hash out, and then once that's done, I say just end it all. I mean, it's had a good run, and it's been noted that some of the movies that have came out recently haven't done that as well as some of the older ones.
Well, I mean, true, but there's still. I mean, JD will be the first one to let you know that there's so many characters in that universe that they have not premiered yet.
That's
One
true.
I would really like them to do, and it was part of the games, and they technically have said that this character is canon in the Disney Star Wars universe, and that would be Revan from the KOTOR series of games. I would like them to actually maybe make something out of that, like a series or something like that. I don't know. Rumors were that trilogy was supposed to have something involved with that character, but again, rumors are rumors are rumors.
Yeah.
I think there just needs to be like a tiny war. I mean, it could be between Jawas, Ewoks. I'd watch that.
Throw Jar Jar in there.
No.
Stop it.
He dies in the first 10 seconds.
What's that about?
Misa got my head shot off.
R2 beats everything.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
We're
We'll
gonna have to cut some stuff out of this.
Oh yeah. Well, as long as it doesn't get heavily cut, like a certain.
Have you heard?
I have heard. I have heard. Amber Heard, who was heavily cut from Aquaman 2.
It was going to happen.
Yeah.
It was going to happen.
It should have happened sooner in my book. Because
Well, I mean, now she understands that if you ruin a Pirates movie, that's what you have to look forward to.
all right, so
I got to say something real quick.
Okay,
with Silver Foxberry. You do not understand how close you are with that one with Return of the Walkers, considering the trilogy that was going to be made was going to be directed by the people who did Game of Thrones.
seriously?
Yeah.
Wow. That's hilarious. And kind of freaky. Do you have the inside scoop there, Silver Foxberry? Are you in the know? Are you an expert witness?
Did you know?
All right, well,
For some odd reason, I can just see Matt turning into what did we say last week? Who was the character that in the first season you don't ever want to be, but like this actor always dies in every one of his roles.
Sean Bean.
There you go. Yeah, you're gonna turn into that guy.
I'm gonna turn into Sean Bean.
Stop talking.
Well, I have to talk because the next story is about how Amber Heard was cut heavily from Aquaman 2.
Haha.
I know, right? I'm sure it's all over the place. So, I mean, it's not like somebody doesn't know unless you live under a rock. This role was initially supposed to be substantial, but has since been whittled down to very little screen time. Saying, was it like less than 10 minutes or something? Which I'm sure eventually they're going to be like, you're gone.
Right.
So Heard revealed herself that she had her role in Aquaman 2 reduced by a huge margin, and that she had to quote-unquote beg to even be allowed to reprise her role as Mira. According to the actress, if you even want to call her that, because based off of what I've seen from the freaking trial, she's not very good. I was given a script and given new versions of the script that had taken away scenes that had action in it, that had depicted my character and another character without giving away any spoilers. The two characters fighting with one another. They basically took a bunch out of my role. They didn't. They just removed a bunch.
There was a ... between that. ...
But the defamation trial between Amber Heard and Johnny Depp will likely conclude by the end of this month, I believe on the 27th. And whoever loses this trial stands to lose a great deal more than millions of dollars, which in the court of public opinion, Johnny Depp has already won because of the fact that Amber Heard has just made a fool out of herself. And not to mention that, I don't know if you guys know this, but basically she went on the stand after a couple witnesses of hers on her side went and she basically called them all liars, including police officers and her own court staff.
And her own therapist.
Yeah. Like, it is...
Which was hilarious.
It was hilarious.
Her therapist actually testified for Johnny Depp on accident.
Oh my god, this whole trial has been a shit show. Like, no lie. It's so bad.
It really is.
Hashtag down with Amber Turd. Yes, agreed. But yeah, it's just this whole trial has been just one.
Not a beer, folks.
Okay, just making sure. This whole trial has just been nothing but just.
That's tomorrow.
The sad part is it's all memeable. Everything is memeable as far as. And I don't know if you guys remember, but you know how she there was this whole TikTok thing going around where people were chiming in on the whole "my dog stepped on a bee" thing.
Yeah.
She showed up after the break, after the hiatus for the week. She showed back up in court with an earring that was facing away from the jury, so the jury couldn't see it, but with the camera angles, the camera could see it, and the people she's in front of could see it. She had a bee angles, the camera could see it, and the people.
Oh my!
Inception. But yeah, she was wearing a bee earring. Like, she's trolling, but at the same time, it's not helping her.
I think everything has become like we've mentioned a lot of stories on this podcast about things that have become very meme worthy.
Yeah.
You know, from the Chris Rock Will Smith incident.
Yes.
You know, to the Amber Heard Johnny Depp thing. So, and I think it's going to continue because it does. Well, one, it gives us a lot of things to talk about.
Right.
Yes.
And makes us laugh when we're having bad days and everything like that, even though people are very, very, very dumb with their decisions. That all being said, here's the thing about... And the pirate hats are coming out now.
Arr.
Right. So, okay, I forgot to ask this last week when we had actually brought this up the first time. Okay, so just a small segment.
Uh-oh.
JD, what's your favorite Johnny Depp movie of all time?
Oh gosh. Get back
Just
to me.
say it.
Get
Just
back
say it.
Joe?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Matt?
Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, that's a good one,
That's a
too.
good one.
That's the first Johnny Depp movie I've
It
ever seen.
is.
Okay.
Oh, well, you also have Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
No.
Okay, I think you're trying.
That
to be
was
funny.
just creepy.
I enjoyed it.
Well, of course you enjoy it. You're
I
a
just had to
creepy
get a
person.
quick recap of some of the movies in my head.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Secret Window? I kind of like that one. Obviously, all the Pirates movies.
All of them.
All of them.
He wasn't in all of them.
He wasn't?
No.
Well, the ones that he was in.
Blow is what somebody said.
Oh, I forgot about
Hey,
that.
There you go.
thumbs up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Public Enemies? I
Okay.
believe was
Yeah.
one of them. Yeah.
That's where he played Dillinger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alice in Wonderland's a good one too.
Yes.
That is a good
As
one.
the Mad Hatter, he's awesome.
I would probably say though that Pirates is one of my big hits.
Okay.
The very first Pirates movie, I would say.
And I guess that I will end that and say I have a twofer, honorable mention, and my favorite being Nightmare on Elm Street,
I was gonna say
because that's where he debuted.
Okay.
Crybaby
Oh!
would be an honorable mention for me. But here was the whole point behind that. JD, what's your favorite Amber Heard movie?
I got one.
What?
I got one. Zombieland.
That was the one I was going to say.
Because she dies.
She has a very, very small role, and she gets killed with the top of a toilet, and gets Raid sprayed in her mouth. If that tells you anything about that was a vision into the future of what was going to happen.
I have to say, you asked that question, and I said,
Yeah, right.
In all seriousness, I mean,
Thank you, Skeletor.
we poke fun about this whole thing, but honestly, coming out of this, and yes, a lot of people are memeing everything and making jokes about all this kind of stuff, and that if they want to do that, that's fine. But the truth, Sweeney Todd, I forgot all about that.
Yeah,
that's a good one too.
That is a good
Demon
one.
Barber. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But all joking aside, I mean, this whole thing has brought out the best in people because I've been following a YouTube channel by the name of Popcorn Planet.
Okay.
And the guy that runs it, he basically he's had people come on and basically show support, and they do deep dives into Amber Heard's testimony, into her allegations, and all previous things as far as the UK trial, and just compiled everything and did their research. And I mean, honestly, it's just so much good that come out of it.
Right.
So,
well, one of the big things is that Johnny Depp. A lot of people that I've talked to, when they view the trial,
yeah,
they automatically, because Johnny Depp has put the time in. He's put in the movies. He has a lot of good ones. He has a lot of wild cards. He has a lot of ones that people haven't seen and given a chance to. But when they do, it's amazing.
Yeah.
He's had some shit shows.
obviously,
Definitely.
everybody has.
Yeah, Lone Ranger. Anyways, but I think Amber being with Johnny Depp actually gave her not a different view on life, but it kind of kept her relevant. And now this trial is what's keeping her relevant, but I think she's going to fall off because I'm not saying that she's not a good actress. I didn't say a great actress. I said a good actress.
Okay.
But do I think that she's
Sleepy
going
Hollow.
to get... Sleepy Hollow is another good one.
Good,
Oh.
man.
But what I'm
forgetting
saying
about
is I think Johnny Depp,
Bring
he
back some
doesn't...
of these great ones.
He's not going to lose a step.
he's not going to be.
He's not. He's getting older,
Yeah.
but nobody beats Father Time. But the thing is, Amber Heard has an extremely large, I almost said large window, small window.
Yeah.
I don't think she's ever going to have one of those great comebacks like most people look for.
Yeah.
Because
No.
she never really had that movie that kind of pushed her above. Johnny Depp has had movie after movie. JD actually just showed me on his computer. He was looking up stuff.
Green
and-
Tea Ecstasy just brought it up.
What?
What's Eating Gilbert
What's
Grape?
Eating Gilbert Grape?
Oh wow. Yeah.
And like I said, we can just continuously keep naming Johnny Depp great movies that we liked. A lot of people don't like this movie, but I never really had a problem with it. Once Upon a Time in Mexico was a great movie.
I actually had that on DVD for a while.
Yeah, it was the
Really
sequel to
have-
Desperado.
Yeah.
I didn't really have it.
I actually just watched Desperado last night.
Right? But this is the thing, anytime, it gives you a chance, if Johnny Depp brings a movie out, i.e. Pirates, you want to check it out. If Amber Heard comes out with a new movie, it goes straight to DVD.
I mean, it's sad,
to the
but
bar.
true.
It goes to the
It
bargain
is the
bin in
truth.
Walmart.
I think out of my head here, the only one, like one of the only big ones that I could think of that I saw her in was a joke movie, and it was Machete Kills.
It really wasn't supposed to be a joke movie, but yeah. The movie that I actually got turned on to Amber Heard was a Nick Cage movie called Drive Angry. Exactly. Yeah, you want to talk about a joke movie that was supposed to be an action movie. So, I don't want to sit here and continuously keep beating up Amber Heard.
Yeah.
Let's beat up Marvel instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she brings it on herself. She tries to act like she's some big thing just because she had one movie that did fairly decent, Aquaman. And not even to shit on Jason Momoa, but, he hasn't really had the same breakout as far as Johnny Depp goes. So, I mean, he's a hot actor as far as, he's hot as in, like, people want him for the movies. But at the same time, he's not at the same level as Johnny Depp. So she's trying to act like she's on the same level as him. And it's blatantly aware that she's not because of the fact that her whole defense, her whole, like, the people who are defending her just do so poorly in the courtroom.
Yeah.
Like, it's just one thing after another. Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Jeez.
Oh, man. Wow, that's awesome.
Well,
Is that the sequel to Sleepy Hollow?
Oh,
What does that say? Shitstorm
and
And a bump.
and a bump? Yeah, that's definitely Sleepy Hollow's sequel.
yeah. So I don't know. It's just I'm ready for this to be over, but at the same time, I don't want it to end because it's just so it's just sad at this point. It's just to the point where you see it and you're like, oh man, this is such a shit show, literally. But I can't stop watching.
It's a car accident.
Yeah.
It is. It's
Train wreck.
It's a
Right.
train wreck car accident full
Which
of hobos.
sums up Amber Heard's movie career
Wow.
to me, but yeah.
Right.
So yeah. Anyways,
Well, I mean,
from
like
one
James was saying,
one
yeah.
controversy to another one that might be a potential controversy.
Right.
Oh.
So, Marvel signs for Stan Lee's likenesses in future films.
Et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. The Hollywood Reporter revealed that this week a 20-year deal between Marvel and Genius Brands International and POW Entertainment, the intellectual property company Lee started in 2001, will allow Marvel to license the name and the likenesses of Lee. He could be inserted in feature films via CGI, Disney-themed parks, and various experiences and merchandise. I'm going to go ahead and say this, because I do genuinely believe this, that in Endgame, it was the first time you ever got to see a CG version Stan Lee.
Yep, I think, like you said, that scene where he's driving
Yeah.
down.
Hey, man, make peace, not war.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
That was
is that
CG,
whenever
so-
Tony was in the past with
Yeah.
after? Okay, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. And that actually, I mean, you could tell what they were trying to do. I actually didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Now,
What this sounds like it's doing.
yeah.
Well, I'm gonna bite my tongue until the whole
Now,
till Eric's done with the whole.
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Because
and
they got a
finish.
quote.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the quote is, "It really ensures that Stan, through digital technology and,
Archival.
thank you, footage, and other forms, will live in the most important venue, the Marvel movies and Disney theme parks." Andy Hayworth, chairman of and CEO of Genius Brands, told the Pub, "It's a broad deal.
Yep.
Yep.
Discussion, is this really a good thing to do with Stan, guys? Like,
Fuck no.
Oh, hold on. Now, hold on.
Fuck no.
How do you think that's a bad? I mean,
Okay, the poor guy, right? He was already went through elder abuse with his children and everyone else stealing his money and mistreating him.
Okay.
Okay?
Don't forget the gardeners.
The what?
The gardeners.
The gardeners.
They actually, that was one of the
Really?
things. Yeah, oh yeah.
I didn't hear about that one. But now, to make another buck off of Stan Lee, even after death, they're going to still continue to use his likeness, his voice, everything that is Stan Lee. Fuck them.
Okay, you make a point.
Like, I'm half tempted to just stop watching Marvel altogether.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, that's... I can understand.
I mean, let the poor man die in peace. He died poor because people took advantage of him. He was living paycheck to paycheck, essentially, and that's the reason why he was still doing appearances into his 90s.
My one thing as well is this is kind of a backpedal for Marvel, because they said back in 2021 that in Endgame that would be his last cameo that they would insert.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird that they're doing it this way. I'll sit there and say, I went to Universal back in 2020 before all the, stuff
Dumpster
happened.
fires. Yeah.
Happened. And at Universal, they have a ride there based off Spider-Man. I don't know how much they've added lately. I mean, today we looked up a video for Guardians of the Galaxy having a new roller coaster.
Yeah, that thing
And
looks
it's
awesome.
really well done. But no, and this ride, it's one of those 3D moving rides based off Spider-Man. There are 4 cameos of Stan Lee in that. Now they edited it. They actually just edited him in like a new version of it 4 times.
Well, see, here's the thing. We go from a
That's
defamation,
Universal.
a defamation,
Yeah.
like court case. Say, Joe, do you actually think that there would be another defamation? If I can say the word correctly, against Stan Lee?
Defamation?
Yeah, would it be against for his character? Do you really think they're, in your eyes? Do you think that they are?
I
Like,
think there's
what
got to
was the
be
biggest
some.
thing?
I think there's got to be some type of lawsuit, but I don't know by who, except for people vying for money from this. It's not going to be a cease and desist. Stop using his his likeness. It's going to be I want a cut of this, and that's the fucking sad part about it. That's the part that kills me. Yeah, he's dead and gone. He don't care worth shit right now. But, I mean, really? The man was a legend.
Yeah.
Treat him like one.
I mean,
Not like a cash cow.
Right. We wouldn't have the things that we take for granted sometimes and just talk about on this podcast. If Stan Lee had never existed,
Right.
we wouldn't have anything to talk about.
That's true.
Yeah.
Spider-Man wouldn't exist. Incredible Hulk would not exist.
Right.
Like, he was the sole factor. Well, I'm sorry, him and a couple of partners were the reason these characters were created.
And that's why I'm all about protecting Stan Lee and his likeness and everything. Okay, yeah, cool. We get to see Stan Lee every time we go to Disney World or we see a Marvel movie or whatever.
We get our hey Excelsior, yay.
Right, but why?
Yeah.
I'm paying $200 to go to Disney World to see a life-size hologram of Stan Lee.
Yeah.
I mean, really?
I wouldn't change. Like,
I'm spending $25 at the theater to go watch a Marvel movie so I can see a CGI Stan Lee and no,
right.
that's not why I'm going to the movie.
I had to bring up something as well there on that. With this whole situation as well, we brought up a good point back then, Eric, about they could have changed the cameo character at this point.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yes.
could have done it. They could have built it into the fact with
Oh, you must be my favorite character.
yeah
You must be talking about Deadpool.
yeah
Yeah. I was okay with that.
I would have been okay with that.
Yeah.
I would definitely be okay with that.
Even if it wasn't Ryan Reynolds every time.
Well, see,
Because
the last time I heard
Deadpool's
about
a
Ryan
fictional
Reynolds,
character.
The last thing I heard about Ryan Reynolds is he signed his contract signed with Marvel. Mm-hmm. Like he is slated to do 9 more movies.
Wow.
Jeez.
Like that is his contract. He could actually break it up and do cameos because that would actually count for 1 movie in his contract.
And one way they could do it is like have him, but not like have he's in costume, right?
Yeah.
But have him have a costume over that so he blends in. That would be kind of cool.
Well, see, Stan Lee was notorious. Like when I before he passed away, I got to meet him, as you all well know.
Yep.
Yeah.
He liked to wear the, like the almost the vest.
Yeah, the sweater vest
Yeah.
or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Put Deadpool in that.
Right.
There you go.
Didn't he do that for a promo shot?
Possibly. Okay, so my favorite. I was going to ask you all that, like your favorite cameo that Stan Lee's ever done. Okay, because there's been some great ones. I will go first and say that there was 2. Again, my favorite and honorable mention. It was from the same movie. The preview for Deadpool, when he goes into the phone booth to change, and he pops out. Stan Lee goes, "Hey!" or whatever, and does that. And he goes, "Shut up!" or "Shut your mouth, Stan Lee." Like I enjoyed that, but my favorite cameo was definitely in Deadpool 1 when he was the host and DJ of the strip club.
That was a controversial one.
On stage next, Chastity! or Chastity is what he said and everything like that. When they did behind the scenes, like a scene where they had actually interviewed Stan Lee about it, he was like, I had a great time doing this because he was such a laid-back individual.
Yeah.
You know? Like Joe said, he was a living legend at that time. But he's in there, he's like, I just feel bad for my cameo because Chastity never came to stage. And I'm like, that is what made that. Like, not that part in general, but just overall. You know?
I actually have 2 as well. The honorable mention will be the one where he's a librarian. I think it's Spider-Man,
It
the
is.
Amazing Spider-Man.
Yes. Lizard and Spider-Man are
Yeah,
fighting in the
they're
background.
fighting, and he's just up there doing shit.
Yes.
But my favorite is whenever, I think it was Iron Man
I knew that's what you were gonna say.
3? Tony Stank.
Oh no, you're talking. That was Civil War.
Was that Civil War?
Civil War.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, where he was the.
Oh, yeah, because he was a postman. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, whenever he calls him Tony Stank, and I'm like, oh, that's
I think War Machine
hilarious.
actually
Yeah.
went on to that, too. He's like, hey, what's up, Stank?
I got 2 as well. My first one is a classic, first X-Men movie, where he's a general
Okay.
during one of the speeches.
Yep.
My second one, just because I have that in my canon that this is his overall character. It was, I think it was the second Guardians of the Galaxy movie where he basically hinted that he was a Watcher.
Yes. Where he's talking to him.
Yep.
Yeah. And he was in an astronaut costume. Yes. Joe?
No.
There's a lot. I
I was going to say, a lot of honorable mentions that I would have
Yeah.
in an Iron Man movie is when he looked at him and said, hey, Hef.
Oh, yeah, that's
And-
the second one.
Mistook him as Hugh Hefner. I
Yeah.
thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Because he had the pipe and the robe and everything. Yeah, he
Right.
had a couple girls on him.
And then there was one, I cannot remember what movie it was, but he's on a sub train and he's reading a script. I want to say it was Captain Marvel.
I actually haven't
Oh.
seen Captain Marvel yet,
Okay.
so I wouldn't know.
Actually, I will say that Deadpool 2 had a friendly way of putting a cameo of him in it, and it was that there was a picture of him in the background.
Yes.
Like
it
a
was
mural.
yeah,
They built-
it was on the side of a building, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was a wall mural of him in that one.
And I think Joe would be okay with that.
Yeah.
Instead
Yeah.
of trying to sit there and take
Do
his
CGI and
likeness
everything. Yeah.
and
Yes.
actually and possibly have someone come in and voice over.
Yeah.
Because you have people out there that can talk and sound just like him. You know, that's always
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be. You're always going to have those voice actors
Right.
that can maybe be able to do it. But for diehard fans, they're going to know it's not him.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it's not the real Stan Lee.
And that's like I said, it's a cash cow.
Yeah.
How many people can we get to watch more Marvel movies because Stan Lee, even though he's dead,
Right.
is making a cameo?
I mean,
Or we've got a Stan Lee CGI'd at the theme park, you know.
honestly,
I mean-
if they were going to do something like that and have Stan Lee and his likeness as far as full CGI, I would rather them do it in just one film and do what Ghostbusters did for, what's his name? the guy that
Harold
passed away.
Ramis?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ramis. Do what they did for him, because that was just beautiful, what they did for him.
I don't know what Sean about because I haven't seen that.
It's a good movie. Like, seriously, you need to see it, because it's based off of him.
Are you talking about the Afterlife movie?
Yeah,
Okay.
The Afterlife. If they did something like that for Stan Lee and just had a one and done, you give him a send off.
I could, yeah.
I could get behind that.
do a send off. That I can
Like
get
an
behind.
overall
Yeah.
farewell.
Yeah.
Which didn't they do in Endgame? Like in the Blu-ray,
I don't know.
they did like a big tribute thing for.
Well,
him.
yeah, I mean, as far as that, I can see that. But if they're wanting to do it in movie, they need to do it right, have a tasteful send off, and be done with it. But
Maybe have an ending of one of these massive movies where all the superheroes are in it, having a funeral for them, and be done with it.
That sounds
Yeah.
good to me.
yeah, I mean, I could see something
A
like
send
that.
off for the creator.
But if they do any more than that, then yeah, I can understand they're trying to cash in on
Yeah.
his legacy.
And
basically.
that's why I'm pissed off.
I can understand that. Okay.
You actually bring up with that quote, "It's a broad deal."
Yeah.
That kind of is a painful thing to hear. And
Yes.
Right.
He is being abused even after death.
You know? So here's the thing. So everybody at this table has watched Endgame, correct?
Right.
Everybody's seen it?
Yes.
No.
Get out.
Have you
My
not
house.
seen any-
You get out.
All right. That's the only thing you got. No, but okay. So everybody that has seen Endgame here knows the ending scene. That's what kind of brought it up. I don't remember if when Endgame got released, if Stan Lee was still around, because I don't remember exactly what year he passed.
I don't think.
I don't know
I
how
think
long.
he'd already passed after that.
Okay, but if you remember that last scene with everybody that had come into that scene, as far as all of the heroes and everything,
Right.
and they had done that farewell send off to Tony Stark in the movie as far as a character.
Right.
What happens if life imitates art, or art
Right.
imitating life? Like that was them sitting there sending off a farewell to Stan Lee. They just did it for a character instead of actually putting it out there. So that would be, as far as a farewell, I would like to see that
Yeah.
Yeah.
in a movie done like they did for Tony Stark.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, and so Endgame came out in 2019.
Okay.
Stan Lee passed in 2018.
Well, there
So,
you go.
yeah.
Okay, so that possibly could happen. Or that was meant for that. They just put it in the film as what it was.
Right.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with it. Hopefully they don't do it overboard, because if they, if they did, if they,
Oh, it's Disney and Marvel.
I was gonna
They're
say if they overdo it and fans notice, it's gonna be a full boycott on their hands, basically.
Yeah. Disney,
So-
you own Deadpool. Just put Deadpool in everything.
Yeah, seriously, just do Deadpool and
Yeah.
dress him up like Stan Lee. Who gives a shit?
Good.
Excelsior.
Good Deadpool and Spider-Man cameo and
Well,
anyway,
Yeah, JD.
Yes.
on a
What you got
lighter
for us?
note,
I'm going to walk away from this subject and walked into that deep fog, to that silent town.
oh,
is it on a hill?
It's not on a hill. It's next to a lake. Uh-oh. So, Silent Hill reportedly might be coming back with multiple games. Surprisingly, Konami somehow pulled some stuff out of their asses.
As they do.
we kind of knew it was coming, though. I mean,
Not really. Konami's been kind of lazy. I will be honest on that. Last week, leaked concept art revived fans' hopes that a new Silent Hill game was in the works. Now, a VGC report is claiming that Konami is working on several entries into the survival horror series. On May 12th, Twitter user AestheticGamer1 shared 4 images that were allegedly from a new entry in the games. And further proof that this was real imagery was after he tweeted these images, they were removed for copyright reasons.
ooh,
AestheticGamer1, who has very good credible leaks in his past, did not provide additional context for the images, only that he had enough proof from his source to believe that they were real. In his thread, he also revealed that this was not the only Silent Hill game in development. A statement this newest report from VGC possibly confirms. A couple of the pictures, which if you go to The Verge, if I'm correct, you can find some of these in this It'll be in the source and the recording. Two of the pictures remind me of the Resident Evil game, in a way. But then, like, the third and fourth images really bring out that weird Silent Hill vibes to it.
Well, looking at the image that we're looking at right now, which is all in red, kind of reminds me of Silent Hill 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just a couple of the things with, like, the thing with the whole Silent Hill world is when you go into this town, I know, like, 1 and 3 was based around some cult setup. I mean, the whole world, the whole city was based around a cult scenario.
Yeah.
Causing a ritual. Could have gone wrong. Depends on how your endings go and everything. Silent Hill 2, which is what everybody considered their favorite, was kind of a side story, and it was about a guy who went into town trying to find his wife. The town fucks with his psyche based on his emotions.
I mean, honestly, to play these games, you have to keep an open mind about the fact that you're getting ready to play a game that makes no fucking sense.
And it's gonna fuck with
But
your
it
brain.
will eventually, right? But it will eventually come together towards the end.
Like, they
Right.
were not, the Silent Hill games, they were not scary. They were, what would be the word?
They made you feel uneasy.
It was uneasy, unsettling.
Suspenseful.
Exactly. There was always, felt like something was just wrong.
It's the aesthetics. It's how they did the aesthetics of the game. They just made, like, that's what I think was a good series as far as on the PlayStation and further consoles, was the fact that Silent Hill took you into a mindset where you just don't know what the fuck is going to happen.
Right.
And it just makes you feel not scared, but like I said, uneasy.
Well, we had talked about this in a previous episode where me and JD were talking about it, and there was a Silent Hill game where you actually looked like through your door, through the eye hole, or through the peephole or whatever on the door, and that alone
The Room. Silent Hill
would really mess with you.
Oh yeah.
Silent Hill 4, The Room.
Yes.
The rumor was that one originally wasn't going to be a Silent Hill game,
Right.
but there were it was supposed to be references to Silent Hill in it. But then they just went ahead and dumped Silent Hill on the name.
Right.
The last Silent Hill game I remember playing was on, I forget what console it was, but it was Homecoming.
That one,
PS3.
Was that PS3?
that
was.
one is a hit or miss. That was the first American developed,
Yeah.
and a lot of people.
It was weird.
It was more of an action.
Yeah.
Or I apologize. Yeah, they came out for both 360, Xbox 360, and PlayStation 3.
I think I played it on the Xbox.
But that's
Yeah.
Um,
Uh-oh.
Nah.
We're getting photos from Joe.
But examples here. VGC report also say that several of the sources, as well as notable video game insiders, have claimed that the company Bloober Team, which made a game called The Medium, just less than a year ago, I think. About a year ago on PC, on Xbox.
Okay.
And then they re-released it on the PS5. Are working on a remake of Silent Hill 2.
Rolling on the remake train, huh?
Yeah, I mean, they did that collection that did not go well because
Yeah.
Konami kind of half-assed it.
Well, see, here's the thing. On Xbox, well, you had Silent Hill 2 on PlayStation.
Right.
On Xbox, you had Silent Hill 2 Shattered Dreams.
Oh, yeah.
Or, I'm sorry, Restless.
I think it was Restless.
It was Restless. You had Shattered Memories on
That
PlayStation. Right, that was my favorite. But
I actually like
Shattered-
that one. That was a good American
Right.
developed
But
one.
Xbox had a different version than PlayStation had of Silent Hill 2. Still great games, but they just had like different versions, I guess, and not extremely different versions, just a couple of add-on things for both consoles or whatever. We had actually talked about this on a previous podcast where the new Silent Hill game, because me and JD were chomping at the bit to get the new Silent Hill game, if it were to ever come
Chomping?
out. Yes. But you actually had, if I remember correctly, PT.
Yeah, I had it on my PlayStation.
Yep.
I was really excited
All right.
to keep it, and then things happened and I don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, the other stuff that is part of this thing, the remake was backed up by that studio's own CEO, putting on a tweet that they were working on another gaming project horror IP with a very famous gaming publisher.
Ooh.
Right.
In addition to the brand new Silent Hill game and the Silent Hill 2 remake, there is possibly another one that they are planning on working on. Not something I would care for as much, but they're planning on doing an episodic story-driven narrative.
So maybe by like Telltale Games or something.
Something Telltale Game-ish.
Right.
I don't know how that would work out. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like there's going to be anything of the game Silent Hills. The now canceled game that Guillermo del Toro and Hideo Kojima were working on.
I wouldn't mind to see like a remake of the movie, and they do a better job on that.
So, the issue with the movie...
Besides everything?
The issue with a lot of the later Silent Hill things is it was kind of cash cowing them.
Yeah.
For example, one of the big characters that they love to keep on reusing, Pyramid Head.
Oh, yeah.
Pyramid Head, his character was based off the psyche of the main character of the second game.
Right.
It was supposed to be something pretty fucked up. And then they sat there, for that character alone. That he saw that.
Right.
And that thing ended in Silent Hill 2. But then apparently, later stuff, he's the mascot character now.
Yep. Him or the nurses.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
again, the nurse models that they use in that game is the ones from Silent Hill 2, which were supposed to be based off something else off the main character from
Right.
2. So
Yeah. I would like to see another, a better movie based off of Silent Hill, and they do it right.
I would recommend if if anybody liked the series or played Silent Hill 2, look up on YouTube just like what were the meaning of some of those monsters. A lot of them are fucked up.
Yeah.
It's really bad, but really well done what they did with it.
Yeah, it's still to this day, still stands as one of my favorite just series in general.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've got my main favorites being Silent Hill Shattered Memories.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was by far my favorite. I was a semi fan of Silent Hill Origins, but like I said, it was a really good franchise that I enjoyed. I do hope that it comes out. I think the last game that I actually purchased for Silent Hill would have been on the PS Vita, and that was called Book of Memories. So that was the thing. Like you had the Silent Hill story, but every single game that came out, it took you a different place in your head.
Yeah.
Took you to an even if you didn't think you could go darker, in those games they forced you to go darker.
They shoved you down the hole further.
Yes.
So one thing as well I had to bring up, my favorites were I love the story of 2, but I love the aesthetics of the third game.
Okay.
Because that one there, as the game went on, like I said, 2 was kind of a slow burn where it got worse and worse and worse in terms of what the world looked like. Mm-hmm. And 3 got to the point of, like I said, 2 was based off the psyche. 3 was just, hey, welcome to hell. Every time you went into the, I guess they would call it now, the other world.
Right.
Which, another fact, 1 and 3 were the only ones that did the siren.
Really?
Yeah, that whole siren going to the other world.
Yep.
2 was, like I said, a slow burn. As his psyche broke down going through this town, it slowly snuck in. And it took a while for people to sit there. You're going through it. And at some point, you're like, oh, wait, I'm in the other world. How the fuck did I get here?
Jeez.
You don't notice it at points. But, yeah, if I remember, I can't remember it off my head. Who is there was that one, the Silent Hill games would have kind of like a reference to a series from back in the day. I can't remember the name of it. So one thing that a lot of people get angry about were the voice acting.
Mm-hmm.
The voice acting was meant to be kind of terrible.
Right.
Because it was based kind of off that idea of I can't remember the name of the series it was referencing. Crap. No, I mean, you can look it up. They have the reference, again, there's stuff online talking about this. But that was the whole thing of it. But I'm talking and rambling on at this point.
No, you're fine. I was going to sit there and say, like, one of the things I was going to say is the fact that I had learned this about you not too long ago, but since you had actually owned Silent Hill 3, you would sit there and told me that the Silent Hill 3 game had come with a soundtrack. This is what scared the hell out of me about JD, is the fact that he goes, yeah, I still have the soundtrack. And he would tell me straight up, he was like, I listen to it.
Yeah.
Like every day.
It has good music in it.
There you go, and that's creepy.
Twin Peaks.
Okay, yeah.
Twin Peaks.
Which was, in its own right, a very fucked up show.
Yep. But again, I will finish this up by saying, of course, Konami has not yet commented on these leaks, nor confirmed any of the projects.
Of course not.
Yeah, because that would just be awesome.
Well, he wants to just, like, as far as his basis of fans, he wants to continuously keep us guessing.
Yeah.
But all he does is really piss us off, so it's fine.
Hey, Konami.
It's fine.
It's fine. Everything is fine. I'm fine.
We're fine here.
What a load of crap.
I see what you did there.
God.
So, Eric.
Here's something. Again, if you've been listening to some of our old episodes, this is kind of a callback coming back to it.
Oh, WATA. Oh, why do you WATA?
What are you
piss me
doing?
off? Right. Why do you WATA piss me off? We have talked about this in the group, of course, as JD said.
Way back, probably it was still in the tens of the episode.
Probably. And when we first talked about it, we were like, hey, it's a possibility of being a good idea. Nope.
we were, at the first time it came, we were just like, hey, it's kind of cool to see this group that does this type of grading for collectibles.
Right.
Gaming collectibles, etc., etc. And you even were planning on sending some of your collection.
Nope.
Then I sat there, what was it, a week later, I sent a message to Eric like, Eric, watch this first.
All right.
Watch these first.
Yeah. See, because we had actually talked about that in the previous episode that we keep mentioning. I've always known of CGC, the comic book grading company, and they've done phenomenal work. Now, me and a friend of mine that I've known for years, we both had the idea of sitting there taking our best, most taken care of comic books, getting a small stack of them, and sending them off to CGC to get graded. Because,
right.
It's an investment. You to make money, you got to put money forth to get it done. And getting your comics graded costs a lot of money. But when it comes back and it has the right grade, if it's between a 9.2, 9.6, it automatically takes and, bumps up the value by a sizable portion.
Right.
So now we have WATA, which we're doing all kinds of other things with grading retro games. So, like I said, talking about in earlier episodes, earlier this week, a number of WATA Game customers filed a class action lawsuit, of course they did, attempting to put an end to some of the seemingly shady business dealings that the the lawsuit attempting to put to the end to seemingly shady business dealings that allegedly sparked the recent gold rush in classic games like Super Mario 64 and The Legend of Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that was one of the big things that when we were talking about this, is there was a huge spike in collectibles in the prices of buying and selling. Because even like me and Eric were saying, for some reason it went from, what would you say, maybe like 100, 200 for some of these games to millions.
Yeah. Yeah. For the game. And here was the messed up part, was actually in that past episode, we had pictures that we were referencing, and we were talking about it. So I have people that I talk to and stuff, people that collect games like I do and everything. If it's sealed, they don't care what it is. They will buy it because they know that it's going to bump in value.
Right.
Right.
If you get a sealed game, I applaud you. Like, that is really hard to do because a lot of people wanted to play the game, so they unpackaged them. Here's the thing, though. Every system had a game pre-packaged with it. The games that are selling for $1 million on their site are that they're referencing being like, hey, this is, we graded this and now it's going to sell for this. It already came in a system. You bought the system, you got the game.
Right.
That should not make it that valuable because how many systems got released? That means there was a game for each system that got released. That's overflowing the market. Yeah, it's not going to be a rare run.
I mean, I think the only one that really was interesting was a Super Mario Brothers that was not. It was like a prototype case,
Right.
That was interesting, but I wouldn't have upped the price to a 7-digit number.
Well, you gotta remember, there's people out there that you have that tendency. Like I'm really bad about this. That if I'm in an auction and I'm bidding, and I know that I'm going to overpay for something, but somebody is actually bidding against me, it becomes a thing of like, no, I'm going to beat you. I don't even really want it. I just want to prove to you that I can beat you. And then buyer remorse sets in very quickly afterwards. Because they're like, shit, I won it. Right.
I did it. How much? Oh, God.
Oh, God, what have I done?
Right. So anyways, filed in the Central District Court of California, the class action lawsuit, first spotted by podcaster Pat Contry, thank you.
No, one day we'll be the first one to talk about something.
Is on behalf of Jacob Knight, Jacob Cribbs,
Jason Dose,
and Jason Dose, thank you, as well as other potentially similarly,
Really?
Yes, individuals. They accuse WATA Games and owner collectors universe of pumping up a bubble around retro game collecting, misleading customers, and a pattern of racketeering activity.
Ooh.
So that was one of the things we were worried about was there's a bubble now. At some point, that bubble will burst. It's a money bubble.
Yes.
And when that happens, it will mess up the collecting industry. And then they're just going to walk off and do something different.
Yep.
True.
Like NFTs.
Oh!
Stop that.
Right. Well, basically the way it works is that collectors send their games to WATA to process and
You skipped on.
determine how pristine and rare they are. WATA charges fees to expedite the process and the commission of 2% on games valued at over $2,500. And now some of those collectors are claiming WATA ripped them off by hyping up the retro game market and then changing a premium for its services while failing to return games owners sent in to grade in a timely manner.
Yep.
That is something that we actually had went over because there was already stories that had been produced or brought out that people who had been sending had been taking the time to actually picking their games out of their collections that they wanted to get sent in to see how much they could get. You had actually shown me the same video that you had sent. These things were coming back in the mail after 6 months?
Yep.
It was extremely long
There's
to wait.
one we quoted where I put the YouTube link on it. I feel so bad for this guy. I wish I could remember. What was it again? It was a Pokemon collector. He collected a lot of the Pokemon games.
Right.
So one thing that kind of came up was he posted a video he was waiting for, I think it was about that much, 6 months. And he finally got it in because he was grading Pokemon Red, I think.
It was. I was just about to say,
And
yes,
it
Pokemon
was
Red.
it was a sealed version of the game. Everything like that. He got it in with the grading and all that. They ripped a bit of the seal off the thing. Then he flipped it around because, again, he was kind of saying, this is what happened. I noticed the tear on the thing now. Oh, okay. I mean, that's okay. They graded it already. And it's a sealed box, so they know it was their fault. He flips it over. They put factory marker on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which killed it.
Yeah, you want to talk about devaluing something? There you go.
Right.
Good job, WATA.
Oh.
Now, Pokemon Red, like, especially with Pokemon games and everything like that, like, if they are graded, you do have a good return if you want to get rid of them and stuff. If you're going to screw up a sealed game like that, because again, gamers wanted to open up games and play them. That was the whole purpose of having the game. But if you were lucky enough to get a sealed copy, you don't really want to see anything bad happen to that. Nope. Ripping that sealed copy, guess what? Not sealed anymore. So you don't have a new price on it. It's going to diminish. And who the hell puts I've never understood that, putting factory marker on something. Like, even video games that I've picked up from, like, sales or anything like that, like, I've seen last names written on old Nintendo games, on NES games. Why? Why do you do that?
I'll take it one even further. Whenever I had my 64,
Yes.
I bought games, like, used games, and it looks like they melted their name on the back of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That hurts. That
Actually, I think I have
seen
one
that.
at home right now.
I've seen that.
Now, see, here's the fun part behind that. You can actually sit here. Like, I've actually bought a game that had, like you said, a last name melted into it. Okay, that's fine. It's not going to be original. I get that. I understand that. But if it was melted on the backside of the 64 game, that means the label is fine. The label has not been touched. So you take a nifty tool, like a screwdriver set. You take off the two bolts, or the two nails, in the back of the 64. You go to a store and you buy a 64 game that is a sports game. You put the really bad melted back to the sports game. You take the very nice back, if you can find one on a sports game, and you replace them. Guess what? Your game looks amazing then.
I used to do that,
Yeah.
kind of the same thing, but with PlayStation games.
Uh-huh.
So, like, if I let somebody play my game and I get it back and it has a shit ton of scratches on it, like, I hate that with a
This has
passion.
been Eric's life hack corner.
Yeah, right.
I would actually, back then, renting games was still a thing.
Yeah.
So I would go out, I would rent the game that I have, and if it's in better condition, I would switch them out.
I knew I rented his game.
I got to point out here, and again, just one of the things I want to bring it up because I was talking about it.
Right.
Another example was one customer showed Kotaku screenshots of their order. They put in the game Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, which is a good GameCube, very hard to get GameCube game apparently now.
Yes.
He originally placed it in November of 2020. He just got it back last week.
18 months later.
Well, a lot later than that if it's going by the 2020.
Right?
Jeez.
See, this is why I'm so happy that my Fire Emblem Path of Radiance game is on my bookshelf in my apartment.
So the way I look at it is like I can understand you getting the rating and you wanting to see how pristine your game is and what it might be worth, but I wouldn't want to send in my game because there's a million things that can happen between your house and there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what if somebody just decides, hey, I know there's a game here, I'm gonna steal it, or if it gets jumbled up in transit. I couldn't trust myself or anybody else with precious games like that. I'd just be like, okay, if somebody wants to buy it, give me a price. If the price is right, you can have it.
Right.
You know, I just
So those games that you have on your bookshelf downstairs, I'll take those.
if the price is right. I'm about to Bob Barker the shit out of those games, but
How
Wow.
we can do this?
What's that?
Give a high order, $1.
oh, and the actual retail price. No, okay. We'll have to play Plinko for it. Okay, go ahead.
Shit.
But here's the messed up part is like he's sitting there saying that and talking about like the price is right and everything like that. It is messed up that I could tell him exact numbers Because I'm just that versed. Like, I know. Because, okay, so Matt had a side story, real quick, a bridge version. He had sent me, I'd asked him, he said he had a couple of games. I was like, well, I'm just interested in what you have. He sent me pictures. I could tell him right then and there because he was talking about the 64 games were the majority of what you had.
Yeah.
Yet you have the original box and the manual.
Right.
Okay. There's where your big money is right there.
Even though the boxes are in terrible condition.
Yes, but manuals sometimes outvalue the box.
Yeah, I mean, the manual is the last time I got out the manual for my Zelda Majora's Mask.
Yes.
It still smells like a brand new manual.
I'm still not that person that will actually smell things.
You know why? I don't actually go.
Yes, he does.
Only on occasion.
Wait times for collectible grading houses have spiked during the pandemic, but some of the repeated delays with WATA are especially long. Longest estimated wait time, 150 days.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So, with the Fire Emblem story that you had said, whether the new class action lawsuit against WATA will go anywhere is an entirely different question. Plaintiffs seek an injunction requiring WATA to immediately cease making false statements about expected turnaround times for grading services. It reads, those suing also want restitution for delays and the potential difference in commission if retro game prices were not inflated.
Yep.
This is the thing, and this is what I'll end this with, as far as my thoughts. The pandemic spiked a lot of different things.
Right.
Games were one of the biggest things that spiked because when you were stuck and confined to your house or apartment or just wherever you lived, you could not go anywhere. Everybody was very scared of what, the potential of what you could catch during the pandemic and everything like that. So people were starting to go in their attics, starting to go down to their basements, starting to go to their closets. They were starting to pull or power back on these things that they grew up around.
Yeah.
But before the pandemic, nobody really ever played them anymore because they had so many things they could do.
Yeah.
When they got put in that situation, everybody started playing their video games again. They started pulling them out, and they regained that love for video games.
The OG.
There's a lot of games
So it's
during
right.
the whole. Yeah, there's a lot of games during the pandemic that would have not have gotten popular that boomed.
Oh yeah.
Because of it. I can give you one right now. One of the meme ones. Among Us.
Yeah.
Among Us.
Fungus Among Us.
Yeah, that one there was an example of, wow, this game boosted.
Yeah,
it took
one
over.
Of the ones, because a lot of people like to pull out their old systems, their retro systems. One of the games that actually I saw a lot, like it was always valuable, but it jumped leaps and bounds during the pandemic. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Oh, that is such a fun game.
Right.
Yes.
So when you have nothing else to do and you're confined to your living quarters, yeah.
You punch the shit out of some.
Bring out Little Mac.
Yeah, Little Mac
I'm
is
gonna
going
go beat the shit out of Soda Poplinsky.
Yeah, there you go.
Soda Popinski.
Or you had
King Hippo.
Yes. See, watching the old Mario cartoons and everything, like when I saw King Hippo for the first time as a bad guy, I'm like, oh, the dude that I would hit in the stomach with the X. And then he would fall down once and not be able to get up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Obesity I learned about at a very young age.
So true.
Thank you, King Hippo.
So true.
A gentleman and a scholar.
Speaking of a gentleman and a scholar,
Hey, Joe, what are you up to?
Oh, I'm just browsing through Twitter.
Twitter?
Yeah,
Oh.
Twitter.
How's it doing?
I mean, it's Twitter. It's crashing on me right now, which isn't a big surprise because Musk might not buy it.
so
Oh!
that means we can still try to get it on here. I think we're going to put our bid in, aren't we? We're going to try to buy Twitter.
So how
Yeah,
much
sure.
money between the four of us can we scrape together?
Zero.
I got. Let me give me a second here. I got some pocket lint.
Yeah,
I have a Canadian nickel.
I got half-chewed bubble gum.
half
What?
chewed.
I'm poor, man. I gotta save everything.
How's it only half chewed?
Moving on.
Musk.
Yeah, so everyone knows Elon Musk.
If you don't, what?
If you listen to this podcast, you definitely know Musk.
You must know him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Elon Musk is putting pressure on Twitter, saying his deal to buy the company can't move forward unless it shows public proof that less than 5% of the accounts on the social media platform are fake or spam.
Ooh.
Right.
Bots.
Real bots.
Yeah. Late night on Monday, Musk tweeted that 20% fake spam accounts, while 4 times what Twitter claims, could be much higher. My offer was based on Twitter's SEC filings being accurate. So apparently they're doing some...
To him, he thinks
Yeah.
he's being a little shady.
He's cleaning out Twitter's attic.
Right. On Tuesday afternoon, he tweeted a poll to his 93 million followers.
Jeez.
Apparently people know him.
Just a few.
It's kind of a big deal.
Yeah. Saying Twitter claimed that less than 95% of daily active users are real, unique humans. Does anyone have that experience? With one reply indicating laughter and another showing a bot.
Wow.
I am a bot.
Yep.
I am totally real account. Send me money.
Yep.
Just don't forget to check all the boxes with like road signs.
Right. He added yesterday, Twitter's CEO publicly refused to show proof of 5%. This deal cannot move forward until he does.
Oh.
Right. Musk spent much of the previous day in a back and forth with Twitter CEO Parag Agrawal.
Yep, I think that's how you say it. Parag
Agrawal, who posted a series of tweets explaining his company's efforts to fight bots and how it has consistently eliminated less than 5% of Twitter accounts are fake.
I'm pulling this up for me and Eric to look at while you're explaining what the rebuttal was.
Right. Musk, who has been demanding that Twitter subject its estimates to outside validation, replies to Agrawal with a poop emoji.
The potential owner of Twitter replied with the fucking poop emoji.
Yes.
La 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 la.
Oh, wow.
Right. At a Miami technology conference Monday, Musk estimated that at least 20% of Twitter's 229 million accounts are spam bots.
Jeez.
A percentage, he says, was at the low end of his assessment, according to a Bloomberg News report. At the All-In Summit, Musk gave the strongest hint yet that he would like to pay less for Twitter than the $44 billion offered he made last month due to this.
So basically, Elon
That's
Musk,
such poop.
he looked at her, he's like, "You're damaged goods. You're not worth $44
Right,
billion."
basically.
Like you're kind of wretched. So you need to clean up your shit. Maybe take a few vaccines. Get rid of your diseases there,
Yeah,
and then maybe I'll call you up. Maybe then we can holler.
Maybe. The Twitter board is caught in a very tough spot.
Don't say.
Yeah. As if they do not accept a lower price after negotiations following the bot issue scrutiny over the coming weeks for the deal, and Musk does actually walk. Then the stock would likely see a sub $30 level with a broken deal in this shaky market backdrop. Wedbush Securities analyst Dan Ives said.
So, short and simple with this, if this deal breaks,
Twitter goes under.
Yeah, and we might not get away from this.
Yeah. I mean, because Musk said he wanted to just create his own social network.
So who knows? I mean, if Twitter doesn't get his shit together, who knows? Maybe we'll see something created by our richest man in the world.
Yeah. So then it will be the richest man in the world versus a robot vying for fans of social media space. Musk
did he
versus
spoil the next Marvel movie for us?
Musk versus the Zuck.
Twitter, you're stuck between a rock and a musky place.
Oh! Do you smell the stench?
Can you smell what the musk is cooking?
Oh, God.
Oh.
Somebody do a snap real quick.
Oh, man. I don't know. Like, a part of me wants to see Twitter just go down in flames. And Elon's probably just be like, nah.
You got that? You
What
got that pedestrian wanting to watch the car wreck.
Pretty much. Like, I want to see Twitter just fall. Because I don't know.
Like the Roman Empire.
Yes.
Yeah. I could see Musk dressing up like Caesar.
Are you not entertained?
Right.
Well, I mean, again, we're talking about a person who literally put I demand trial by combat.
Right.
Putin.
Right.
So in my mind, I'm seeing like a next generation fight where Musk
TNG
has
fight?
Musk is riding the Millennium Falcon and he turns on like a camera or whatever, and he's like on the what was the Enterprises? Was it just the Enterprise?
Yeah.
Okay, but you have Zuck on there, but he looks like Data.
Yeah.
He's like, set the phasers, get him off stunned.
I mean,
And they just keep going back and forth, and it's over. All they want is
are
Twitter.
you saying that Zuckerberg doesn't already look like Data?
As I look up the one picture of him skiing,
Right.
Right.
water skiing, that looks like he was literally in, what was it, mime makeup?
See, every time you show me that picture, all I can think of is a movie that I think I still own it, but it has Sean Patrick Flannery, the guy that was in Young Indiana Jones. He was in the Boondock Saints, but he was in a movie called Powder. That Zuckerberg photo that I saw, I thought was Powder.
As I pull it up again here.
Oh, God. That photo is just hideous. Jeez.
I mean,
It looks like he layered, like, instead of, like, trying to put a
And blend it
sunscreen
in, and then,
what
yeah.
you're supposed to do with sunscreen, he was just like,
I don't know.
It's like he hired a bunch of dudes just to surround him, with each of them having a bottle of suntan lotion, and just be like, all right, boys, pour it on me.
I saw that picture just now, and okay, so the first thing that pops in my head: how many people have seen Tropic Thunder?
so you're saying he's white facing?
I'm a dude dressed as a dude.
No,
Oh, wait, wrong dude?
No, the one guy that Ben Stiller was.
What?
Simple Jack.
Simple Jack, yeah.
That's what Zuckerberg looked like in that photo.
Wow. Zuckerberg is Simple Jack. That is hilarious.
Well, on that note, we'll be right back after the short ad.
There's a TED Talk going on?
There is a TED Talk going
man,
on.
we gotta go
Zuck.
Yeah.
With the Twitter buyout on the fritz, Musk himself has taken the initiative to create a whole new platform for social media. Here today to explain his new state-of-the-art social networking system, ladies and gentlemen, Elon Musk. Take it away, please.
Thanks, Tom. Introducing the next innovation in social media marketing and the new normal for digitized social interaction. Teslax. An all-inclusive, ever-expanding platform that will satisfy all your social needs. So you want to post short-form content? Try ModS with features such as silly cat videos, saucy memes, and only here on Teslax, 360 character posts that dwarf the 280 of traditional Blueberry posts.
Ooh.
Know that the users on Mod S are all actual people, not bots looking to steal your precious information that you willingly post on my platform.
Very good.
Want to post video content to share with your grandmas and or your bros? Take 2 with Teslax's Mod Y series, where you can literally send your videos into outer space. With the best in video editing software built into it, any video will be worthy of Jerry Bruckheimer.
Oh, that is amazing. So, Elon, are you bringing this world-breaking S&P or social networking platform to the masses?
A very simple question. Tom?
Oh, yes. Quite.
Teslax uses patent Starlink technology to beam our platform straight into your eye sockets for maximum coverage.
So you're saying into the eye holes?
Yes, in the eye holes, exactly.
Oh, nice.
Take it from me, the Musk. This service will give you everything you need. But if you're like me, you want it all. If you pay the premium price of $15.99 per month, you will unlock my patented Troll Tech feature programming.
Ooh.
With a simple algorithm coded to a single button, which when used will banish social media trolls back underneath their bridges.
Quite.
And I have more on the way, with announcements to be discussed at my next TED Talk.
Yes.
Musk out!
Yeah!
And we're back.
Yeah, man, that was a long one.
That was.
Not our greatest, but
Yeah, it was funny.
it
It was fun to write, I know that.
Yes.
Because there was so much more to what we had originally wrote.
You should have heard my cut version of that.
Oh, wow.
It was very Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf. Hashtag poop emoji.
Shit the bag.
Hashtag Amber Turd.
Oh.
But I think after all that, guys, what do you think?
Hashtag mega pint.
I think hashtag let's end it.
Okay.
There you go.
So, as always, everybody, like, comment, and follow our Facebook and Instagram, Republic of the Geek. If you like this podcast, support us through our Anchor page, anchor.fm/podcastordie channel. Every little bit helps.
Well,
That-
Thanks, everyone.
bye, guys. See you next week.
Bye. What?
What?